motivation ain't required. I go hard in the pain even when I'm tired. Cause tomorrow ain't promised. I give my all, ain't nothing less. No tomorrow ain't promised. There's no tomorrow, no tomorrow, no.
What's good, people? We're back with another edition, a New Year's edition of Hard in the Paint. Y'all already know who I am. And if you don't, you better find out really quick. But guess what? I got a guest with me today. I have a very special guest. Some people will call him special. I call him special.
My mom calls me
joking, man. I'm
special
just
too.
joking. We got Siege in the building. What's happening, man?
Dude, not too much, not too much. I do like to consider myself special. My mom's been saying it since I was a young kid. I even got to ride a couple special, vehicles and things like that. So I would say you're not too far off with that one.
I tell you what, before we even get it popping, because this is an interactive show, and I told y'all that I want to see this thing interactive because we're going to come to you guys. So we're going to start off with some shout outs before we even get to you, Siege. We're going to shout out who's in this thing early. Coach Pope, Coach Drees, Coach Heesh, Cyrus Jackson, check your DM, sir. What's up to you, man? Much love, much respect. Much respect. We got Ripper Carey, Kai Killings, B-Ron. What's up, B-Ron? Koya Monroe. Don't let her shoot. I love that, man. I love that name. Monte Parson in the building. Zangalang. Zangalang in the building. Justin Zang. Braden Berry. Coach Skinny. Shout out Coach Skinny. Quincy Appia. Trey DeRozan is popping in here today. Siege, you must have brought the crew with you. Y'all came out to see Siege, didn't y'all?
Big time. My mom has a tendency to write checks to people if they show up and do things for me. So
he's giving out free EMs. I think we are gonna get we're gonna get some kind of giveaway going here. Matter of fact, because we're trying to get it popping for the new year. We can start this off and then we're gonna talk about what I know you want to talk about, Siege. Let's see who in the chat knows what time it is. What's in my pocket, dog? First person. All right, Siege, don't worry about it. If you don't know what's in my pocket, the chat's supposed to know and they can earn a few EMs. Siege, you want to talk about recruiting, didn't you? You want to talk some SimWorld U recruiting, did you not?
yeah, I mean things are starting to shape out, huh? I mean you've got Alabama, who's put together 3 top 10 recruits, kind of a shocker there to me, to be honest. I mean, great school though. I can see why people want to be a part of the program, watching what's going on with them. And then you got Oklahoma, who's low-key putting together a really great class. Andre Pope Jr., Carson Cuthbert, Terrell Coleman, Breck Backer. I mean, I know 2 of them well. Terrell Coleman and Breck Backer are both top 35 guys, and they're both very talented big men. So that's going to add some size that I think this team really needs. All of their big men, for the most part, are seniors, are on their way out. So that's going to be much needed for them to be next to Suno Chapa next year. Alabama, I don't got to talk about that class. They're doing their thing.
Go
but
ahead. You
I
know,
want to talk.
the people don't know how much you love Alabama. Can you please let the masses know where you attended college and what you apparently walked to, which I think is crazy. Let them know.
What I walked to?
Yeah, you told me what you walked out to. Let the streets know.
In high school, I didn't play in college, but I mean, in high school when I played basketball, I walked out to Shaba Ranks.
No, I'm talking about what you said you walked the stage to at your college alma mater, man. Put it out there.
Walk the stage? I didn't walk at my graduation. I don't know who you're thinking of, but it's not
you.
Me. I didn't walk.
All right.
I didn't
Well,
walk at my
number
graduation.
one, I don't know if he got some kind of secrets going on. Siege is roll tied to his core number one, and apparently he walked something. He told me he walked the OG Bobby Johnson. I was floored that he knew what the song was. Not only that he knew what it was, but he walked out to something. The OG Bobby Johnson. You don't remember telling me that?
Nope. I don't.
Wow.
But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things from college I don't remember, but that can be a stories for a different time.
That's not in the paint at all. There's nothing hard about that in the paint. All right, well, look. Talk about it. We're going to talk about Alabama because there was a little news that came out. We get to break some news here or get to react to it live. Aiden Weaver probably quit stepping away from the ball. If there's one thing Alabama could use is some shooting, and now they're gonna lose that. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to hurt. They haven't necessarily brought in shooters. Kai Killens and Almighty Saul and Leonardo Fields are not 3-point shooters, obviously. They're all very, very good players. They're going to bring something to this team. But if anything, the only thing I can think of, obviously, other than some personal matters, what made him step away from the team is it could be the overwhelming amount of guys coming in, the talent that's coming in. You got three guys who are projected to go to the SWBA and DJ Childs, DeJuan Epps, and Quincy Henderson, but you got three guys who are insanely talented coming in. It might be Aiden Weaver saying, I might go seek out, I might, step away from basketball for the rest of the year, and I might go seek out, a scholarship somewhere else, see if there's somewhere where I can have a bigger role.
Let me ask you, Siege. So, question: he's already not getting a million touches. DJ Childs is struggling. I'm hearing some rumors about his declaration or perhaps some changes. He's only shooting 30% or under 30% from deep, under 40% from the field. God damn. But let me ask you: DJ Childs, maybe there. Levin Cutler, Aiden Weaver, Coco Bryce, who's earned some minutes. You got Kai Killens coming in, Almighty Saul, Leonardo Fields in top 10. How many balls are there in the game of basketball? How many balls are on the court?
There's only one. So, but Leonardo Fields doesn't need the ball. That's not really his game.
He's going to get it off the glass. But there's only one ball, you say?
There's only one ball, and I'll tell you what, I've heard some things about DJ Childs, his SWBA declarations, and is he going to go, and could he maybe be, you see a draft class like this come in, and I'm going to say this right now, if Alabama goes on to win Hoopsteria this year, if that is to happen, I think DJ Childs will declare. I think if they make it deep and they don't, then I could see DJ Childs saying, I have another year of eligibility. I think I want to come back with this insane recruiting class and finish it out and have a chance to do it next year. I don't know about Quincy Henderson and DeJuan Epps. I've heard nothing signifying they're second guessing
I think DeJuan's a senior.
DeJuan's not coming back.
Something's wrong, C's.
Yeah, well, DeJuan's not coming back, but Quincy Henderson technically has another year of eligibility as well. But I'm assuming that with the two star forwards coming in and Kai Killens and Almighty Saul, Quincy Henderson's stock is not going to get higher next year. He's going to take his chance. He's going to go. But the DJ Childs, his stock hasn't been lower than it is right now in his time in college. You mentioned his struggles. He is averaging almost 2 steals a game. He's better defensively than a lot of people give him credit for. He would get drafted if he went to the SWBA, which right now is still the presumption. The DJ Childs is gone, right? But I like I said, if they don't finish the story this year, I could see him saying, I'm going to come back with these freshmen and I'm going to pull a Cody Rhodes and I'm going to finish the story.
I'm going to kick you off this damn show. We don't talk about Cody Rhodes here. We don't finish the story. I would love to finish his story. I would love for the story to be absolutely, totally finished so he could go the hell away. I'm so tired.
I see Cyrus Jackson talking in the chat about DJ Childs being injured. I didn't know about that. Doesn't look like he is on their roster.
I mean, he's been playing through injury all season.
Yeah, he's been playing through injury all season. So he might want to come back, up his draft stock, things like that. But yeah, this recruiting class for Alabama is incredibly impressive. But I think people are getting distracted by these big flashy recruiting classes. But there's some teams that are putting together recruiting classes that really fit their needs, and are some really good classes that are going overlooked right now in the public media. For one, Texas Tech is putting together a pretty decent recruiting class. They got Jordan Belmont. He's a top 10 guy. He's number 10 in the composite rankings. And then you got a big man who's going to fill Malik McNeil's role defensively, at least in Ezekiel Bull. They're going to keep that two giants in the front court because Tyrell Thompson is still just a freshman. He's going to progress.
We got to stop for a minute. Can we please?
Yeah.
He is one of the better defenders I've seen in prep. Like, he's going to have a pro level impact. I think he's playing like 3 minutes a game or something like that. That dude, in the words of Charles Barkley, he's a stud. He's not only does he protect the rim, his lateral movement, like he can guard out on the perimeter. Like, you're not gonna put him on a guard, but he reminds me of a taller Dennis Rodman on defense. Not going up against the boards. I don't know what his personal life is, and my God, he takes some questionable shots. But defensively, he reminds me of Dennis Rodman. You heard it here first.
I can absolutely see it, and I think he's going to work really well with Tyrell Thompson, who's better offensively than people give him credit for, but he's playing second fiddle to Malik McNeil right now for obvious reasons with Malik McNeil's offensive firepower in the post. But I think him and Ezekiel Bull are going to work well next to each other next year if Ezekiel Bull is to get the start, which I would project that he will, just to get his defense in there. But Yells, when you talk about recruiting for your needs. I actually want to talk about a team that's getting a little more coverage recently. They've been a little hot. They're 4-5 in their last one, and they've signed some good bigs recently. Some guys who maybe aren't the most star-studded, but SMU. And SMU is a team who's got a star, and I mean this when I say they are a star freshman guard backcourt in McCallum Duval and Cam Jones, combining for 32 points per game on average. They both are shooting over 50% from the field and both over 40% from three. McCallum Duval is shooting 55% from three. They both have 28 threes made, so it's not for lack of taking them. This is an incredible duo in the backcourt, and they're only freshmen. They went out and they've got Kenyon Young, who is number 40 composites, not a big flashy guy. But if you've watched his game, he's a guy who's going to help them. They don't have a lot of bigs. The biggest guy's 7 foot, Maury Washington, freshman. He has been a little lackluster. He's been better than he was in prep, but I think they're going to need some depth behind him. They got Kenyon Young, and this is an unranked recruit. This is for the real prep junkies, the real guys who are really out there doing the scouting. But Alhaji Mo Osborne, 6'9" forward. He's versatile. He's going to take some coaching up. But that's a team that went out and said, we've got our guards on lock. We've got good guards for the next 2 years at least. We're going to go get some bigs to play next to them. And they went out and they did it. They've got a good class coming in already, and I'm expecting more to come in with them if SMU keeps winning the way that they are.
SMU, I don't think, because they're not a big name school and all that. People love Cam. I love saying, damn, Cam. You know how I feel about that. McCallum Duval could go off for 30 or 40. And yeah, I said it on any given night. I think they just been playing good basketball, good team ball. They're going to be scary as hell come Hoopsteria. That's all I know. Even before they bring in that recruiting class, because they have a backcourt that can just, like you said, flat out get buckets. And Cam Jones can get hot. They're terrifying. They're terrifying. Look,
they really
I do
are.
want to talk about a couple of teams that are not they're not low on the radar like a SMU or a Texas Tech. Miami, they have 2 relatively quiet moves, right? As they continue to have a piece of absolute trash season, just terribly underperforming. But they will hold on to Dominic Bianco, who still is an athletic freak. He gets after it defensively. He can move that ball. Their defense has just been terrible. They still.
You think they're gonna hold on to him?
Huh?
You think they're gonna hold on to Dominic?
He's not having a great season. I wouldn't go in the draft.
If I was him after this year, I'm not sticking around here. That's all I'm saying. If I'm Dominic, I'm not sticking around with
you.
This
still
team.
Got Kevon there, who maybe he'll be back. The dunk god may be back next season. But you bring in Tony Henderson, who wants to do nothing but eat glass and block shots, and Jeremiah Cordero out of Cuba, right? I know Cuba people don't really keep up with international hoops like that, but if you've been watching SimWorld Prep, that dude is a baller. They have 2 guys that are going to get after it defensively and have some athleticism, and I think they can get back to playing Miami ball. Well, let me get my other thought out because we got a lot to talk about, man. We got story time. We got Meet Me at the Rim. Memphis, they have no recruits coming in yet. And they're not having a great season. They got to get after it on the recruiting trail, man. That's it. That's all I got to say. It's crazy.
Yeah, they lost. You look at Dexter Jackson, who's a pretty highly ranked recruit from the state of Texas, or from the state of Tennessee. My bad. The T states, all the same to me. But from the state of Tennessee, who recently committed to Purdue. That's a big loss if you're Memphis. You got to, and we talk about it on the prep side all the time. You got to recruit your region, right? But on the SimWorld U side in college as well, you got to recruit. You cannot lose in-state recruits to out-of-state schools. That stuff is just it's ugly. It's gross. The kid grew up there. He plays for Southeast Select, which is the club that's based in Memphis. It's not great. It's not great because to me that says that he must not have been interested in playing for that program, which to me means there's more problems than just a lackluster season that we're seeing right now. There's more problems than that. But that being said, it is just a really young roster. It's a young roster, and a lot of these guys, almost their entire team is going to be back. When you really look at it, Lace Darius is going to be gone and KB Mack's going to be gone. Other than that, this team is going to remain the same. So it might be a case of, well, Lace Darius is gone. I don't know if I want to play with this team, to be honest. But they should do something. They should do something. What We'll see. We'll see.
San Diego State's going to be scary. They're losing Jal Platts, but they're bringing in my main man, BC Powder, Brandon Crawford, and they're bringing in another gentleman who can score that rock, Kenzo Webb Storm, number 89 recruit in the country. Be interested to see, this team as well if they play and they actually bring in some shot creation. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about seeing San Diego State. Syracuse, they got a new coach coming in. They got Kyan Anthony.
I'm not talking about a winless
Kylan
team.
Johnson. What'd you say?
I'm not talking about a winless team.
Moving on.
What? I'll talk about a team that I'm excited to see what they do with the rest of the recruiting season because they have a recruit who is a top 5 guy, top 2 guy actually, in Bjarni Johnson, and has been a relatively good team. Has got some good wins. Little lackluster 9-7, but Utah got Bjarni Johnson committed, the 6'7" forward who's a bucket and a half. You talk about shot creators. You talk about Bjarni Johnson. They're likely only going to lose their big man Triton Hendon. So you bring him in, play him with, Kenneth Gaffney's having a great season. Dalen Ballo at the 3 has been having a great season. Tyler Stevens is a great forward. They've got a good roster together. They're going to lose their star center in Triton Hendon, but they're going to gain a guy who's an absolute bucket. If I'm a recruit right now, I'm looking at trying to join Bjarni over there in Utah. That team is going to have room for guys to come in and fill roles, and they're going to have one of the best freshmen in the country come next year.
My favorite recruiting class, we're going to stop talking recruiting. My favorite recruiting class outside of Oklahoma, but I got to see some defense somewhere out of Oklahoma. My favorite recruiting class, it has, hasn't been much happening yet, and they really only had 2 spots to fill. Villanova has Justin Bell. They got Noah Jackson, and they're still bringing back that front court of Aaron Lovejoy and Mugen Williams, and now they're bringing in the scoring of Losi Thomas and some athleticism and shooting from Wade Rose. Again, I go international, baby. People don't know about Canada's finest. On a day where Trudeau steps down, Wade Rose stepped up, and he really scores that ball. Villanova's going to be tough. Villanova's going to be a tough out next season. I think that rounds out their entire roster, too, when they go to the 12-man rosters.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there. It's going to be a tough roster. I think after a year of playing in SimWorld U, we're already seeing him better and better every game, it feels like, Justin Bell. And, I mean, like you said, that front court coming back, insane. Noah Jackson, the way that he's playing, he's going to have a chance to go get drafted. Will he? I don't know. But he's a junior. I don't know if his stock's going to go up next year. I think next year you're going to see even more of Justin Bell. I think you're going to see Justin Bell really take, as he already has, we're going to see him really take control of that team. If I'm Noah Jackson, I'm depending on how the rest of the season goes, I'm seriously considering declaring and trying to take my stock as it is now, especially with another guy who's really good with the ball in his hands and creating a shot, and Losi Thomas coming in. There's going to be less touches for Noah Jackson come next year. So I could see him being gone. But either way, this roster is going to be incredibly tough next year, specifically because of that front court they have. It's one of the better ones in SimWorld U.
You keep saying that. We're going to move on, though. You keep saying that. When guys shoot under 40% and under 30% from 3 and the free throw line and all that, there's no declaring for nothing. The only thing you're declaring is that you need to work on your game for another year. He's not going to.
You better get ready to learn LinkedIn, buddy.
Sack, paper or plastic? Paper or plastic? Hey, man, you going to hang around? We're going to do a little me at the rim. Everybody knows what this is. You know what it is. It's where the chat gets involved. You guys throw a statement out there that you believe or don't believe, whatever. Y'all like to get weird, get y'all troll on anyway, right? You throw a statement out there. We'll do it, and see if you get in on this. If we agree, it's a dunk. Pow! If we disagree, get that shit out of here. Yeah, we curse. We curse on this show. It's hard in the paint. These are the things that happen. You are guest Siege, so not everybody knows it's coming up. You got that little delay that rolling here. I'm gonna wait for a good question to come in here, and you got first dibs on meet me at the rim. Chat, where you at? Let's see.
I do love meat. Here we go.
They're trying to think of some good ones. I see some trolls munching on troll stuff right now. I see them. They take their time, Siege. They take their time. So, Looks like we got some SimWorld prep talk. Zangalang says, Heartland Zombie Stars wins it all this Saturday. Siege, head top or block party?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a block party just because I want to be contrary. It's an AAU tournament. They're all it's a SimWorld prep tournament. They're all very talented teams. I don't have a prediction for who's gonna win that. I don't know, Yells. It's prep ball. I love prep ball, but it's very unpredictable. There's a lot of really talented dudes. Someone could go off. Someone could get hot. So I'm gonna call that a block because I can't deny it, but I'm not gonna confirm it. So I'm gonna call it a block.
Oh, Justin Zhang is gonna come for you, sir. You're in trouble.
Yeah, do what you will, Justin.
All right, next one up. Looks like we got one here. Coach Drayton is trying to co-sign himself. He's going to force us to talk about Syracuse today. He says this upcoming season, not this upcoming season, but the season follow, Syracuse will have a top 10 recruiting class. I'll take this one, Siege. Get it out of here! Get it out of who wants to play for Coach Drayton?
I'm gonna staunchly disagree with you. Actually, I'm gonna staunchly disagree with you.
No. Let me make my point. I'm about to hate on this. I'm about to pour salt all in his recruiting game. Until he gets to Syracuse and shows us that he's going to utilize his stars, I'm still living in the past. I see Bisa East in SimWorld Prep right now doing well, and he feeds a star, but he plays that team-oriented game right there, right? If you would like to go somewhere and have your numbers dwindled down, because in favor of the team game, you go to Syracuse. How many kids are selfless enough to do that nowadays?
Not enough.
But you want to disagree?
I am still gonna disagree. Coach Drayton, look, if there's one thing Coach Drayton has proved to me, it's that guys do want to play for him. He is a player's coach. And he does people don't want to do that in high school either. But he's found a way to do it, right? He's found a way to get guys in. He also, let's not forget, maybe not this year, but next year. I have questions about how this year's recruiting works because he's not officially signed on as a coach,
he can't
get to
recruit this year. He's not the coach.
Exactly.
It's a really odd situation for Darius Simmons.
This year is a wash.
And just coach knowing he's not even going to be the coach. Like, how invested can you actually be?
Yeah. So this year's recruiting class is kind of a wash, right? I mean, they got Kean Anthony, great, but like he can't be recruiting. So I'm gonna say no for this year. But next year, if he can improve this team's game a little, you got Kean Anthony in there, and then also next year he's already got Tyree Moy installed, right? He's already committed. So that's a big like head start on that recruiting class that we already know will be there. I believe, right? Yeah, we've got a verbal commit from Tyree Moy to go play there. And so you talk about that already. That's a guy that's already playing for him. And it's also, there is validity to saying, we both know this, right? SimWorld Prep is the premier high school league. Okay, so he's got a tap in to the most premier high school league in the world that no other coach in SimWorld U has. And that is going to be a plus for him. That is going to be a plus for him. So look, I can't confirm it obviously, but I'm going to say that I do believe in Coach Drayton, and I think next year is going to be rough for them. I think new coach. I think next year's going to be rough for Syracuse, but I think the draw will be there enough for next year's recruiting class that he could, at the very least, get at the top of that top 10. 8, 9, maybe 10 of that top 10 recruiting class.
Siege, I love how thorough you are with your answers, but I don't know if you've ever seen Next Friday or not, but I gotta pull a Pinky real quick. You know how Pinky, when they would come around the corners, if you ever seen it, if any of y'all in the chat, his driver would make the corners and he got out the car. Hey, baby, I'm gonna need you not to hit them corners like that, baby. You're gonna make me spill my yak. Siege, I'm going to need you to shorten up those answers, Jack. This ain't Siege in the paint, baby. You're going to have to calm down. You're trying to take over the show, baby. We got lots to get through. Siege!
Okay, yeah, that's shortened for you. I shortened my answer. I didn't have any answer. How's that?
No, I had no answer. Don't get quiet now. All right, look, Arthur Lattimore will be a top 5 pick in his draft class, Coach Simpson says. I'll take this one. I say head top. I say that's a dunkathon. Arthur Lattimore is an absolute monster. He better learn how to start playing some defense at some point, though. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't watch these teams not play defense. He gets saved by DeMonte Claudio back there sometimes. I'm gonna keep this going though. There's a lot of people interacting here. They wanna hear what you have to say, Siege. They wanna hear your long-winded response, Siege.
I'll keep this one short. I'm gonna say
Texas
no.
Tech. will be the premier team in SimWorld U with their deep top 100 recruiting class. This comes from one of the prospects that actually signed on this team.
I'm going to call that real quick. I don't even have an explanation because that's a troll job there. They will not be the premier team in SimWorld U. But I am going to add on a quick answer to the last one, and I'm going to say no, Arthur Lattimore will not be top 5. I'll keep it short, Yells. It's simply because that class is too loaded. There's too many guys who can play defense and who can shoot who are the same size as him. I think it'll be top 10, not top 5. There you go. You got 2 answers in one.
You can take this one. It's the seed show. You take this one too. Alabama will fall down with the departure of Aiden Weaver, but will still be in contention in the SEC.
It's hard because I want to call it a block, but the first part of it, there's going to be some figuring out to do, right? Obviously, they might not be the same team, but that being said, when DJ Childs was out for a while, they found a way to keep winning. This team's too deep. The emergence of Coco Bryce is getting more minutes. He'll help out. I don't think this team is going to fall down all that much. Obviously, there will be some struggles. Aiden Weaver was their best perimeter shooter, but this Alabama team will be fine.
Okay. All right. We might be done. Here. It looks like everybody kind of falling back.
No,
Number one,
one more.
Zangalang does his best to get my attention. Number one, let me just put this out there. Coach Drayton, that's my dude. I'm just giving him a hard time. But I never hold back my thoughts. I hated the entire season watching when Levin Cutler played for BC East, watching him play 22, 21 minutes of a 40-minute game. I do think Coach plays a little bit too much of a team-oriented rotation to suffice for the selfish needs of this generation of players. That's all I'm saying. And what else, Zangalang? Yells can't sing you a goddamn lie. You need to go download Life of a Born Star. I got some other stuff for you. Search your credits. That's
fine.
Sir.
Yells, like he says, you can't sing and he cannot attend Duke, so it's fine.
I can't do what's the second thing I can't do?
I said he cannot attend Duke. So see that's gonna get him in trouble. It already did. Now he's shooting off at you. I mean,
you can't talk crap about the star player on the team that's gonna be stuck there because there's a 2-and-done in SimWorld U, and then try and join the team. Yeah.
Yep, that's not gonna work.
That's tough.
I mean, I know
you bring that back up. See, we're supposed to be giving Brian Vaughn a hard time for calling his teammates a bum, but we forgot.
I'm not going to give him a hard time for that. I'm not doing that.
I forgot what he called Cooper Flag, but it was not flattering.
Brian Vaughn, don't even get me started on that whole situation. That's a botch job by the administration and by the coach over there in Colorado, to be honest.
I'm Team Vaughn all day.
I'm Team Vaughn.
And by Vaughn, I mean Brett Vaughn. I like his brother. All right, man.
Brett Vaughn's great player.
Time. You gonna hang around for a little bit of story time? We gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do. We got Raw, first time on Netflix. I gotta get ready so we can load it up so that it can buffer the whole damn show. You know that extra time we're going to put in. Shout out Netflix. Story time though. You with it? Seeds? You gonna listen in? If you got anything you want to jump in and say, I may allow you. Maybe I'll let you get in on some questions. But you see the title up there, Jordan. Tried to run this with with Rick the other day, and he was not available. So it's a particular night in the past. This is well in the past, and another one of the nightly escapades, wilding out with my guy Rick, single life this time, right? So out partying, we fall off into this spot, and then upon entry. We're like into the night inebriated upon entry of the spot, right? And just imagine there's like a U-shaped bar. It doesn't even matter what I think it was a U. It doesn't even really matter. So we walk up to the bar. There's 3 chicks sitting at the bar. That's what I see. There's some guys. There's some people. I don't know, but there's 3 chicks. There's one particular one.
So you did see men. You saw men.
What's that?
You did notice the men there as well. Is what you just said.
There were people. I'm assuming there were other people. I was fixated on this one thing, this one person, right? So I walk up to her and I just start talking, right? And I don't even notice that Rick's there. I don't notice that one of my other homeboys even walked in. I'm just fixed in, and kind of get on some fly stuff, and what you want to drink, what your girl want to drink. You get the drinks, right? Start rolling, flowing. And I noticed you know how you feel the energy of somebody like looking over your shoulder sometimes? You don't see them, but you just feel like someone's staring a hole through you. You know what I mean? You ever had that?
Nope.
No? Guess not.
Yep.
Well, I feel this just beaming through me. And I look over my shoulder, and there's a dude standing there. He's like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", whatever. I don't know. You've been around. I'm not a tall dude at all. And then this dude just leaned over the bar, just staring. I'm like, what's up, man? You need a drink? You want a drink? What you drinking? What you drinking? I get him one too, and I'm just kind of on some fly shit. I order him a drink, and I get back to business. And I just feel the heat over my shoulder again. I look back over again. So I guess this guy wants to talk too. I guess he wants to be part of the conversation. He wants to be with the in crowd. So I'm just start talking to him too. And what's your name, man? And he says something. And I'm like, huh? You know what the drunk cunt sounds like.
Oh, I already know this story.
Huh? What's your name, man? I don't know. Huh? I said, what's your name? What you say? Huh? What? Huh? And then he yells it. Because I'm not hearing him. Jordan. And I still I guess I make a face like, Jordan? Dude's about 6'6", 6'7". He's got a big necklace on, giant diamond 17 all over it. He's blinged out. I'm in a zone where I'm not even really paying much attention. Like I said, I turn back around, talk to a girl, turn back around to him, see if he need another drink. What's the deal? You need a drink, dude? It's very kind of insulting what I'm doing. And we get to his name again. What's your name? Jordan, man. Jordan, like Michael Jordan. Oh, like Michael Jordan. Cool. All right. And then I noticed, I'm like, man, dude, tall. I don't want to embarrass him, ask him, maybe he should hoop or something. Because when I see dudes that tall, I'm like, you got to hoop, right? So, turn back to the bar, get on with the night, doing whatever we're doing. I ain't going to say all that. Rick turns to me. He said, man, what you were talking crazy to, let me preface this before I finish. At this time, there's not a player in the SWBA that you could name where I couldn't tell you where they went to college, their exact height, what their name is, anything. Like I know my stats like that. I'm a basketball junkie. Rick had to tell me, he said, you were talking to Jordan Hill like that.
Well, I'll stop you right there. You said you would have known his height. Jordan Hill is like 6'10".
It was exactly. It wasn't Michael Jordan, but apparently I was sunning Jordan Hill. He's like 6'10", and apparently the whoever was at the bar was his chick for the night, and I just came and just moved right in between them and cut him off for the night. Sunned him, bought him some drinks, didn't know who he was, and had to have him reference who he was by naming another basketball player.
And that was the end of his career. He went downhill after that.
It really was. Oh, yeah. He went on to play with the Lakers, or was that his last little stint with the Rockets then? But yeah, it was a pretty fun night. Not about Michael Jordan. And Jordan Hill, if you're out there, hey, as we said earlier, when you guys don't really know when we're talking recruiting, Siege, I'll say this to Jordan Hill: paper or plastic. Till next time, it's been hard to paint. Thank you, Siege. Catch y'all.
No problem.
Out of here. Peace.